Welcome back to live WSL action here on ESPN. We're at Sincil Bank for Lincoln Ladies versus the champs, Arsenal Ladies. Eddie and Faye alongside me. The game is just about to get underway. The players are in the tunnel. Faye, as we talked about at the top, Arsenal are going to have a slightly wounded element because of the Liverpool defeat, but their form's been pretty good this season. How do you expect they're going to come out tonight? Do you think it'll be guns blazing or will it be a little more measured?
No, definitely. I think they'll want to start very brightly, get the ball moving very quickly, working it through to getting it into Ellen, who she can hold up. But I'm sure Shelley will get them certainly at the races early on. I think Gemma Davison can have a big part to play. She got a great goal against Birmingham, up against Martha Harris, who's playing left back for Lincoln. I think she'll have a hard game defending against Gemma, and she can be such a threat if with her pace and with her skill. But she scored absolute screamer against Birmingham, so she can be a real match winner for us. But we certainly need to start bright and take the game to Lincoln. But we always find it hard. We lost to them here last year in the Continental Cup and drew with them in the league, and drew with them recently in the Continental Cup this season. So it's a hard place to come.
Any no pressure to Hamilton, as we've established. Where's the attacking threat going to come from tonight then for Lincoln?
I think it will come from Jess Clark, obviously on the wing, very tricky winger and putting balls into the box. But I think Carla Cantrell obviously is a different kind of player to Precious Hamilton. But
in what way?
In the sense that she's good in the air, she's a good hold-up player, she's actually technically very gifted for quite a tall player. So with Jess's skill and ability on the wing to put balls into the box, she'll be a threat in the air, I think. And hopefully will cause problems for Lincoln. What
do you think a realistic position for this Lincoln team in the WSL table is this season?
Well, I think Lincoln are a very tough team to beat for anyone. Rick Passmore is, he will have instilled his character on the team. Very gritty team, a very hard team to play against. Chelsea came here the first game of the season and lost 1-0. It was a very muddy pitch, but they were gritty, they fought to the end. So I think, they'll be confident of finishing, mid-table, if not more. I can't really say, but they're certainly a very tough team to beat and might cause a lot of upsets this season.
Terrific stuff. More from Annie and Faye at the half-time, but time for me to hand over to our commentary team tonight. It's Lucy Ward alongside Steve Bauer.
Well, very good evening. One defeat in 20 WSL games tells you what a shock that reverse was for Arsenal. It may give a ray of light at the end of the tunnel for Lincoln. And as we've been mentioning, the reaction will be fascinating from the champions of each of the two WSL seasons so far. Let's bring you back up to date with tonight's teams through the eyes of the two managers, beginning with Lincoln and Rick Passmore.
OK, the team news today is obviously we've got a few injury problems. However, we'll be looking at playing a 4-3-3 system that obviously when we haven't got possession might drop into a 4-5-1. So goalkeeper Karen Barsley, from right to left in terms of the back four, we've got Turner, Stoney, Bradley alongside the left back Martha Harris. Midfield three will be Megan Harris alongside Walton and Remy Allen. Up front Carla Cantrell, and the wide players who will tuck in to make the five at times is a young girl called Emily Roberts as well as Jess Clark.
Arsenal will play a 4-3-3, an adaptable 4-3-3 tonight, with Emma Byrne in goal and a back four from left to right of Jennifer Beattie, Gilly Flaherty, Kira Grant and Alex Scott. The midfield three will be Steph Houghton, Jordan Nobbs and Kim Little, and the front three will be Dan Carter, Ellen White and Gemma Davison.
Well, England teammates Casey Stoney and Steph Houghton, the two respective skippers tonight. Ian Dudley is tonight's referee. Those two, of course, going with England to the European Championships in Sweden in July. No thought of Hope Powell's squad until there are another 5 domestic games for these two teams to complete. And of course, as we were mentioning, they met here only 13 days ago in the Continental Cup. Lincoln managed a 1-1 draw that night. Can they upset the odds in the WSL tonight?
I think it'll be interesting that the first sort of 10 or 15 minutes of this game, see how Arsenal start, because when you lose 4-0 and you've been winning for this many years, it's very, very difficult. Usually when you go and play Arsenal, you have a mindset that you're probably going to lose. Quite a lot of young players think that, and have done over the years, but now teams come into the games against Arsenal now, and you know, they can be beaten, and I think that Lincoln have just got to have that. Obviously Rick will make sure that his team are fired up for this, and not to concede in the first 10 or 15 minutes, and then see what happens from there.
It will be Arsenal, the reigning champions, to get us underway at Sincil Bank. And last year, of course, the Lincoln Ladies will play here before they are rebranded in next season's WSL to the Notts County Ladies, and they move 30 miles away. All that controversy put to the end of this season. As they try and win a league game at the 4th attempt, and try and score a goal at home at the 3rd attempt as well, having lost to the two Merseyside clubs, Liverpool and Everton, in their opening 2 home league games. And that finished 5th in the WSL last season. And there's number 1, Karen Barsley, with the free cut towards Cantrell. Horton. Forward from Scott. Ellen White beaten in the air by Casey Stoney, the Lincoln and England captain. And Cantrell making a nuisance of herself here for Lincoln. Now Clark. This is Martha Harris, the left back, the younger sister. Cross from Roberts was a decent one. Cleared by Grant. Cleared by Scott. Jordan Nobbs gives Emma Byrne the first touch of the evening. Jennifer Beattie playing at left back tonight. I think we've probably seen her play in, what, 8, 9, maybe even 10 different positions?
Yeah, definitely a utility player. I've seen her play well up front, seen her play well in midfield and also at the back, so it's key for Arsenal. They've got a few senior players missing tonight, but they've still got a lot of players with good experience playing, but she'll be one of them that they will rely on.
Bradley's clearance. Initially after Stoney was caught in possession. Early from Nobbs. There's only one thing in her mind, in fairness.
Yeah, I think you can see the start Arsenal have made, that, you know, they're keen to raise the tempo of the game. It ended up here a bit of a mishap in the Lincoln defence, and Danny Carter just set Jordan Nobbs up. Perhaps a better ball would have been into Ellen White in the middle, but you can just see the way that Arsenal have started. They have to start on a high tempo and see if they can get a goal early just to settle themselves down.
Good jump by Horton. This is Carter, 4 days ahead of her 20th birthday. Alex Scott's throw. One back by Cantrell. That's looking for the pace of Clark, but it's overhit. That might well be a ploy tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Carla Cantrell will have to work really hard, as she does, you know, in the number 9 position, to try to occupy those 2 centre-halves, but Jess Clark has got the fitness and the pace to get beyond. I think you've seen the first couple of minutes that Carla Cantrell got it, held it up, and she's difficult to get the ball from when you're a centre-half.
Sophie Bradley. Good one for Martha Harris, and she couldn't keep it in. Nobbs. Now Beattie. She scored in the last meeting between the teams in the WSL, which was a 2-1 home win last September. She'll take the throw again to Horton. Early into Ellen White. Now Nobbs. Arsenal trying to find a way through. Back with Horton. Angled drive from her. Just the one goal so far this season for the Arsenal skipper tonight.
You see Kim Little get on the ball properly for the first time. She just causes havoc around that area, creates a space for Steph Horton. Didn't really worry Karen Barzi, but she's capable of that. Seen her score plenty of those goals. Just at the last minute, Karen Barzi was just a little bit worried, but she really knew that wasn't going to affect her goal. But Steph definitely capable of scoring goals from that position.
She's become a vital cog in the Arsenal machine. She's been involved in 45 consecutive matches now. Star of England and Great Britain in the Olympics as well.
And all of a sudden she's 25 and she's probably full of experience and one of the most experienced players for Arsenal. And she takes on the mantle from Faye leaving, Katie Chapman being pregnant, and all of a sudden she carries it on her shoulders, and very, very capable of doing so too.
Do you sense there is almost another generation being established in this great Arsenal team here?
Yeah, I mean there has to be. That they've realised over the years that that's what they've got to do, and sort of bringing players like Horton and Jordan Nobbs in, and it really sort of helps their cause of developing good players in the future and still having a good team, because you can't sit still, especially now you've got lots of good teams in this division. You can't sit still.
Bardsley, that's out of her area. Ellen White was trying to claim the corner. There's some talent and experience watching on tonight for Arsenal. Rachel Yankee and Kelly Smith. Rachel Yankee was a new substitute last time out, not quite right tonight. Kelly Smith was telling us earlier on that she is hopeful of being involved in the FA Cup final in 11 days' time against the Bristol Academy at Doncaster, which is a repeat of the final of 2 years ago. Arsenal looking for a record 12th FA Cup final victory in their 13th final. For a boost if those two were involved.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're the two key players that are missing from the team tonight. And we spoke to Kelly before, and she was adamant that she was going to be ready and ready to be involved next week. Her manager not so much, but you can leave a player like her out in a big occasion like an FA Cup final.
It's a good challenge by Horton, but it's fallen to Clark. So Roberts ahead of her. Clark went alone. And Emma Byrne down with a comfortable save. Huge kick towards White. Out of play by Amy Turner. 21-year-old right back for Lincoln. Was first to the header as well, forward by Walton. Punching challenge from Flaherty, but a fair one according to the referee, Ian Dudley. Beattie's header. Davison. From Little. First time she's had a go. That was travelling. Karen Bardsley down well to her right-hand side.
The speed of Gemma Davison here creates that opportunity for Kim Little. Just a bit too much space for me in front for her to run into her. I mean, she's just capable of scoring from there as well. But a good keeper in the Lincoln goal, and it helps to keep them firm at the back with that back four and those two centre halves that they've got.
Alex Scott looking for Carter to make the run. Scott is still in support if Fran Carter needs her. Here is Scott. In from Carter. White trying to get a head on it. Oh, there was very nearly an own goal there. A little bit of confusion in the Lincoln back line.
It's a great ball in the end from Dan Carton. And White got up, just couldn't get enough on it. I think Sophie Walton didn't get a shout from anybody, but if there's any danger she was going to put that in the back of her net, and saw the funny side of it afterwards. I don't think Rick Passmore will find the funny side of it though.
The corner's gone short to Nobbs. Only done by Alex Scott. Coaching 100 England caps herself. Experienced right back. No chances taken there. by Sophie Bradley. Scott. Little. Lincoln deep back behind the ball, all except Clark.
It's just a problem there that Lincoln and Carla Cantrell, she's defending on a 6-yard box there, and there's just no outlet. There's Jess Clark, but you know, they just need a little bit more of an outlet when they do get the ball, that they're not just going to be under the cosh the whole of the opening to this game.
Roberts. Lincoln throw. Comfortable for Beatty. Orton trying to switch play. Martha Harris brushed aside by Carter. Scott again goes on the overlap. Just too strong for Alex Scott.
And that's the thing that Arsenal have got down that right hand side. Alex Scott was a really, really good player. She's an excellent international player, so she did really well for Arsenal. So, I mean, she started off as a forward, so she's used to bombing forward, scoring goals. And for Martha Harris as a young player, it's going to be difficult to deal with down that right side, particularly when Gemma Davison swaps over, because she's unbelievably quick.
Important to bring in Davison. Still Gemma Davison. A good run from Jordan Nobbs here. Just wouldn't fall for her for the shooting opportunity. Sophie Bradley strong in the challenge for Lincoln. Just sense that Arsenal are beginning to slip into their gears. This is Cantrell for Lincoln. Long from Allen. It's for Emily Roberts to chase.
Look at this opportunity. It was a great little ball by Jordan Nobbs, and Sophie Bradley uses all her experience there to just make sure that Jordan Nobbs doesn't get on the end of that and have an opportunity on goal. Referee couldn't really give anything, but she did enough there. That's dealing with international centre forwards, Steve.
These ex-Leeds players, you've got to watch them, Lucy.
There's another one I taught all she knows. When she came to Leeds when she was about 15, 16, and she's exactly the same as she is now. She's a great player. She's a really good professional, and she's reached a high level of playing really, really quickly, and she's consistent as well.
That's a useful ball. Ellen White's onto the end of it. Real chance! Oh, and Arsenal's leading goal scorer couldn't take it. Clearest opportunity of the night so far for Ellen White.
It's a great little ball from Danny Carter, and you could just see from where we are, the goal opened up, and Karen Barzi just left quite a lot of space on her right hand side, and it just made Ellen White just struck the ball past the far post. Unusual for her to miss the target.
6 goals in 10 games in all competitions so far this season for Ellen White. 3 in her last 4. He would have backed her all the way in that situation. Timely warning for Lincoln. That to be done by Casey Stoney. Cantrell. Turner's throw. Clark. Might be a shooting opportunity. When she struck it, Jess Clark.
She doesn't look like she's got that much power. She's only a small, slight player, but she creates a bit of space for herself. So she gets some power behind those shots. Just need to get her on the ball more. They've done well so far, Lincoln, getting her on the ball on the edge of the area.
That was won back by Remy Allen. She was then dispossessed by Jennifer Beatty. And Arsenal can break again. Carter up against Martha Harris. Jess Clark has come back to help out for Lincoln, but it's still Dan Carter. She's managed to get it across. Lincoln, who haven't kept a clean sheet in 11 WSL games, still have theirs intact just about so far tonight. Another good challenge from Sophie Bradley. Scott. Useful run. White. Oh, she was looking for the through ball to Little. Offside flag was up in the end.
I think you see there where Lincoln are a little bit vulnerable down the flanks. They double up, Alex Scott right back. Okay, will be quite happy with the start a team have made, but she'll probably be a little bit happier when and if they score the first goal.
Little dispossessed. Allen, who's just trying to thread that through to Carla Cantrell. Might be able to make something of it here. It's back with Allen. A lot of time the ball in those midfield areas at the moment.
Yeah, Remy Allen's a clever little player, the 10 for Lincoln. Just starting to get herself on the ball now and causing havoc. The thing about Arsenal is that they attack so well that sometimes the defending part of it, they just need one sitting. Steph Horton plays right back, centre forwards, centre midfield, and I quite like her where she is at the moment. A midfielder who can score from distance.
Casey Stoney with the Lincoln free kick towards Clark. Very clear from Scott. Horton. And a tremendous challenge from Allen. Kim Little back helping out Arsenal. They want her at the other end of the field though. And she's again, as we heard, the inaugural WSL PFA Player of the Year.
Yeah, Kim Little for me was the best player bar none in the WSL last year. She's just a clever player. She's not very tall, but you can see her always scanning around her to where can she pick the ball up and cause the most damage, and usually it's between the lines. Not getting much on it at the moment, but she will do when the game opens up.
Here's Roberts. Lincoln trying to break with some purpose. Put out by Flaherty. Alex Scott, who's seen an awful lot of the ball so far in the opening 17.5 minutes. Jordan Knox. Started all 11 games in all competitions this season for Arsenal. That ball's looking for Davison. Well, let's grab a word with the Arsenal coach, Shelley Kerr. She's talking to Amy.
Well, Shelley, lots of possession. Are you pleased with what you've seen so far at the start of this match?
Yeah, in spells of the game we've had dominant possession in the game. You know, we've had a couple of chances as well, so that's something that we need to be a little bit more clinical in our finishing. But no, we're comfortable at this moment in time. We're happy with possession.
Is it a case of patience in going through to that?
You know, definitely need to be patient. You can't force things in the game, so we just need to have a little bit of patience. And I'm sure, you know, before too long, you know, we'll get something.
Patience, the key word from the Arsenal coach.
Yeah, I think she'll be quite happy. Definitely happy with, you say, what she's seen. She just would need a goal.
Scott.
I think that pretty clearly shows Arsenal's dominance.
Can they find the goal though? White deflected. And deflected away from the goalkeeper, Karen Bardsley, and away for a corner.
Yeah, that's where Ellen White's good. She gets the ball into her feet, just creates just a bit of... I thought that deflection there may just curl it into the bottom corner. I think that's what Karen Bardsley thought as well. Defending well, Lincoln, but they're under pressure.
All except Carla Cantrell back to defend this corner kick. which is a deep one, but watched all the way by Karen Bardsley. Arrived here last November from the Swedish League. What in America, of course, the country of her birth. It's a huge kick towards Cantrell. Jordan Nobbs the closest to her. Walton. No way through for Lincoln. Arsenal getting bodies back quickly. White. Gemma Davison just come across this right-hand side temporarily. She's found Ellen White. Real chance for Arsenal here with Little. And still. Well gathered by Karen Bardsley.
I think initially the run from Davison was great, and what a great straight ball there into Ellen White. Kim Little manages to get herself, but she's so tall, Karen Bardsley, she just gets on the end of that, and brave as well. Kim Little probably should have thought about getting the shot off a little bit earlier, but great goalkeeping.
Two vastly experienced goalkeepers on show tonight. Melbourne 33 now. Republic of Ireland international for Arsenal. He's kept 12 clean sheets in 29 WSL games. It's a hard task for Lincoln to break them down tonight. They did so 13 days ago in the Continental Cup game here. Jess Clark, the goal scorer. Just 8 days ago, Arsenal beaten in the WSL for the first time since July 2011 with that 4-0 reverse at home to Liverpool. Foul on Megan Harris.
It's important for Lincoln that they use set pieces, because probably won't get that many opportunities. It doesn't look like they are at this moment in time. Really good headers of the ball, but I'm sure they've worked on it. I spoke to Rick earlier on today, and I think he uses his set pieces, so that's the kiss of death. Probably this will be useless.
We shall find out. Casey Stoney with the delivery, headed away by Beattie. Wasn't the most productive in the end.
They've worked on that a while.
Ellen White is always so quick to close you down, putting Bradley under pressure. Gets Arsenal a throw. Like all good teams at any level over the years, they've got an abundance of talent, but also a set of players that work extremely hard.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, especially nowadays where the standard is improving all the time. The one thing that all the girls have got to be is extremely fit. You know, they're involved in the training much more. The professional players. Arsenal have that work ethic as well. You know, they don't just settle for 1-2-0. They go 3-4-5. You know, there's a lot of people who've been at the receiving end of some of them results, and that's just a great mental attitude towards it.
Turner's throw. Beattie's challenge. This is Scott. Davison. That's a good run again. She's still going. And in the end, Sophie Bradley was in the way. Two excellent runs though from Gemma Davison.
Yeah, she's quick, and she's just full out running. She's actually quick with the ball at her feet, and it's a difficult skill to have. And I think in the past that her end product has not been the best, but you know, she scored a great goal last week, and it's just difficult to get the ball off her. She could get a shot off a little bit earlier, but definitely a major threat now, this latest Arsenal team.
26 years of age and her fourth spell at the club now. Gemma Davison, 8 starts in a row in all competitions under Shelley Kerr.
I think when you've got that sort of speed, you know, you're just a threat against any team that you're playing against, however good the defenders are.
Still one for Sophie Bradley.
She's a tough one, she'll be fine. She just fell off with it.
You'd never speak to her again if she went off after that, would you?
She wouldn't, I know for a fact she wouldn't. I think that was with her own teammate.
White, fouled by Sophie Walton. Kira Grant, who was 35 on Friday, one of the golden generation still starting for Arsenal.
The other one of those is on the bench, Jane Ludlow, I've played against for years. She's about 34 as well. I'm surprised actually that she doesn't get more time in this Arsenal team, just as a mature head, but obviously they've done all well so far, and they've got some good young players in there who obviously Shelika is looking at to progress this team, but there's always that option.
That was given away by Kira Grant, the vastly experienced central defender. This is Clark, and Alex Scott was so quick to recover.
It's a good battle between Jess Clark and Alex Scott, both very, very quick players, and see how that goes on. And Jess Clark, she probably could have tried to get the ball across a little bit earlier, but Alex Scott just managed to get a foot in. Again, another set piece for Lincoln. See if they've worked on this one.
Charles corner. But second time manages to gather.
She did quite well actually, Emma Byrne there. There's a lot of players in front of her. Managed to collect the ball on the second attempt.
It's more comfortable for Emma Byrne. Another hit by Megan Harris. Flick from Ellen White. Her particular battle with Sophie Bradley is a bruising one at the moment.
Well, it is, and the good friends. I like watching this because the good friends off the off the pitch, and they definitely won't give an inch, either of them.
Sophie Walton. Early from Jordan Nobbs, away by Bradley. Lincoln are actually unbeaten in their last 3 home games in all competitions against Arsenal. They have won only one of 8 meetings since the beginning of the WSL. That was their incredible Continental Cup tie a year ago. 4-3 on that particular day. Clark. I'd like to say Chelsea's Annie Aluko is with us tonight on ESPN. And what have you made of it so far?
I think Lincoln have done a really good job of containing Arsenal, actually. Obviously, Arsenal are always going to create chances, but I don't think they've tested Karen Barnsley too much. Obviously, Ellen White had a chance. And Remy Allen's done a really good job as well of picking the second balls up in midfield. I think Lincoln are going to have to do a better job of supporting Carla Cantrell a bit more. She's doing a good job holding the ball up. But I think it's an even game so far. I think Lincoln have done well, but it'll be interesting to see who gets the first goal, and then sort of plays the game from there.
Thanks, Annie. There's so many of these players, of course, inside out. And perhaps it's a sign of the standard of the league that even 2 years ago this fixture wouldn't be goalless at this stage.
No, it wouldn't. It's probably about 3 or 4-0 to Arsenal. But yeah, I mean, it's good, it's better. You know, Arsenal, yeah, they won all the titles and fantastic teams over the years, but you know, when you're looking for the progression of the game, you see a little run by Kim Little here. I do think that you know, the league is a little bit more competitive, that it helps everybody, helps the standard of it.
Reminder that Arsenal have been the champions in the domestic league, be it the Premier League or the Women's Super League, in each of the last 9 seasons. Just a few signs early on in this WSL season that perhaps, to quote Sir Alex Ferguson, there is a chance they might be knocked off their perch.
Yeah, we've yet to see it. I mean, the loss against Liverpool was a surprise, maybe not to Liverpool, to Arsenal, and the rest it was. But you know, I can't really say at this stage. I mean, that, you know, they're still a top quality team and doing well here tonight.
It's good defending again by Bradley. And away by Walton. Lincoln are managing to get bodies in the way and stand firm back there.
Yeah, I mean, at times Lincoln are full tilt. They're playing at full tilt, but they're defending very, very well. The two in front of Bradley and Casey Stoney at centre half really do the job well. You know, they pick up those, like Annie said, Gremio will pick up second balls, but also just defend, and another line of defence in front of that back four. But they do need the outlet. They do need more than Carla Contrell now, you know, to go forward, because they are capable of scoring. They've got players in the team that are capable of scoring.
Forward by Jordan Nobbs. And the one general thought is that even if Arsenal do win the title this year, that there will be clubs closer to them than there has been in the past. Yeah,
I mean, that you've got teams like Liverpool who've had a little bit more investment. Teams like Chelsea who are always there or thereabouts. Birmingham and Bristol had a little bit of a wobble, and then you look at Lincoln, who will produce the results from nowhere sometimes. And you know, Rick was concerned about his lack of depth to his squad. You know, looking at next season to be his season. Most teams can beat each other, and that's the beauty of it, and that makes it quite exciting.
Arsenal have only lost 3 of 29 WSL games, hence why the eyebrows were raised not only by the defeat at home to Liverpool, but by the particular scoreline that night, which perhaps didn't reflect the overall 90 minutes with the chances Arsenal had. They are a team that always create chances. Davison here has created a couple already for them tonight, taking on Stoney and going past Casey Stoney, but the England's captain stuck to the task in hand.
Yeah, great defending. She could have brought Gemma Davison down at one point, Casey Stoney, but she just got herself back in position, you see there, and just stopped the cross. That's her job, and that's what she did.
Formerly of Arsenal at one stage, of course, Casey Stoney. She's in there again to help defend this. Barnsley didn't get to that one. Cleared by Roberts. Cantrell. That was a little uncomfortable for Turner. That's a terrific block from Bradley from the shot from Ellen White. Arsenal beginning to really knock on the Lincoln door. Davison, Ellen White, and into the side netting.
And again, great defending by Lincoln, and it's good work down this left-hand side by Gemma Davison. Got the ball in, first touch excellent. Ellen White just didn't have enough of the angle. But again, the defending from the Lincoln back four and the goalkeeper, excellent. Interesting.
For Alex Scott.
Oh dear. It's an interesting close-up.
Describe.
Alex will be pleased with that one, I'm sure.
Nobbs. Carter. Reminder of the weekend, top action from Europe, and important action as well. Lyon in the chase for European places, got in Nice in Ligue 1 in France from Saturday on 7:30. And on Sunday evening, it is AC Milan trying to secure their place in the Champions League as they go to Tuscany to face Siena. Both of those games available in HD. Still 0-0 here. There's a little over 10 minutes of the first half remain at Sincil Bank. Lincoln Ladies holding the champions. Forward from Sophie Walton. Clark is offside. That's probably the correct decision.
Yeah, I think it was, and really with her pace, Jess Clark, she didn't really need to wander offside. Actually, she wasn't that far. I think she just set off just a fraction of a second before the ball was played, but a great little ball.
Lincoln would love to try and get her in that kind of position a little more often. Ask Arsenal the question.
Absolutely, I mean, she's a threat, is Jess, and you know that she's been defending well down this left-hand side, but it's not really where Lincoln wants it. She can finish as well.
She's the only Lincoln player to score a WSL goal in their 3 games so far this season. It's the one only 1-1 draw with Birmingham. At Birmingham. Carter. As ever, Scott in support. Switching play. Steph Horton. Well, we have 8 minutes to half-time. Let's get a word with the Lincoln Ladies coach, Rick Passmore, with Aileen.
Well, Rick, you've restricted them to very little, really. Are you pleased with what you've seen so far?
We're okay without the ball in patches, but we keep giving the ball away. The front 3 have to work harder. I think Carla, number 9's working hard, but I need more from Jess Clark. At the moment, she's just floating like a bit of a fairy at times. She needs to get more involved and help the team out. She's been reactive rather than proactive. So at the moment, yeah, but we need a little bit more in possession.
A case of just work rate then, as opposed to anything formation-wise that you need to change?
I just want a bit more quality from them. I want a bit more quality, composure, slow themselves down, because they're working very hard, but then when they get hold of the ball, they're still playing 100 mile an hour. We need another touch and another pass before we go forward.
Thanks, Rick.
Former Leeds coach, a man you know well, Lucy's
very
honest, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he needs to tell him what he really thinks. No, he's great. I love Rick to bits. He's great, and that's what he tells the girls. He doesn't sort of flounce around telling what he thinks. He just does it.
Here's Little. It wasn't the cleanest contact, but it was a chance for Kim Little.
It was, and again, just on the outside of the box, he just work little angles and opportunities, but it did bobble. She's got to turn around and stare at the grass there. I think that's what you're doing it. Yeah, that was definitely a bobble.
Lincoln might just be relieved it did bobble. It was a decent opportunity otherwise for the WSL's top scorer of each of the first 2 seasons.
I think Rick's right about the keeping possession. It's difficult against the Arsenal players, that they harry and press and get the ball off you. They just need to get more relaxed and more braver to get on the ball. They've got good enough players to do so, but seem to be concentrating a bit too much on the defending, which obviously right so they've been doing well, but they can go and score. People to score against Arsenal, and it has been proved.
Horton. And the referee tried to play advantage for Arsenal there because the offside flag was up.
Played advantage for about 3 years then. He's waiting for it.
No. I'm not having you referee baiting so early into the season.
Such constructive criticism of
He's been there or thereabouts all night, Ian Dudley. Sophie Bradley with the clearance. Flaherty's back pass. And the Burns clearance. It's gone Lincoln's way. Arsenal scored in every match since the formation of the WSL in all competitions against Lincoln. There have been 29 goals involving these two teams. None as yet this evening as we head towards the final 5 minutes of the first half.
You said to me this definitely wouldn't be a 0-0. That's
Correct.
what I said.
I stand by that.
Okay.
Still 50 minutes to go.
All right.
Surely not doubting it. Flaherty.
You see that the two centre-halves for Lincoln, Casey Stoney and Sophie Bradley, really squeeze the game. They play really high up, you know, and they think that they're quite capable of tackling back if the ball's played through, and they just squeeze the game, and it just allows their players to just get on top of the Arsenal players in the midfield, and it's working really, really well. But they're confident as a pair because they play here and they play England together, and you know, two good centre-halves, probably obviously the two best in the country right now.
They also played, of course, in the Great Britain women's team in the Olympics together.
Yeah, they did. In the last couple of games, they did. And you know, they do well, and I think that understanding just helps everything. And they dictate how Lincoln play. They get on the ball, they defend. Particularly Casey Stoney is infectious the way she is now, professional she is, and I think it just the way that Lincoln plays comes from them, and the fact that they play together at every level helps.
Nice ball from Nobbs to Davison. Beattie. She's going to have a go. Jennifer Beattie. The one goal so far this season.
I think the power that she can get behind shots, you've seen it quite a few times. She's quite a powerful player.
She was 22 on Monday, the Scottish international, almost 4 years, an Arsenal player now. As we were mentioning earlier on, truly versatile. Davison. Jordan Knox. Steph Horton. Now Little. Lincoln have managed to keep her fairly quiet. Kim Little on the ball again here. All bar Cantrell back behind the ball for Lincoln ladies. Carter. Too close to Karen Bartlett.
See what happens when you're defending well and you've got a good shape is that the opposition, just like there, just make bad decisions because they feel like they have to force the ball, and that's what Dan Carter did then, and then you're defending well and you keep picks it up quite well. So the way that they're set out and the shape of Lincoln is working very well against this Arsenal side, even though that Arsenal are dominant.
Little looking for the run of Davison. Oh, Arsenal kept their noses in front before half time. Carla Cantrell just took a knock in an earlier challenge there.
Lincoln wouldn't want to lose her and what she's offering to their team. I think they could be hoping that she...
And there she is again. She was trying to feed Jess Clark. Very nearly succeeded. Now Beattie for Arsenal. Forward from Turner for Lincoln. Wrong from Beattie. And the foul by Gemma Davison, much to her frustration.
Just forcing Arsenal into doing things they wouldn't want to do. And she's quick enough, Gemma Davison, to put the right back turner under pressure.
Just the 1 minute of time to add on at the end of the first half. Clark just showed too much of that to Grant. Here's Scott. Solid challenge from Martha Harris. Free kick to Lincoln. Almost felt that one appear.
Yeah, she did well there, Martha Harris. She had both her feet off the floor when she went through, and Alex Scott still a little bit too late. Something really nasty about it, but she did well to avoid it. Woohoo! My sound effects means that was quite a good, not a good challenge. But
We gathered that.
Yeah.
So far, so good for Lincoln. Holding the champions. Still haven't found a home goal at Sincil Bank at the third attempt so far this season, but at the break, they are toe-to-toe, they are level with the reigning champions. Ellen White with the clearest opportunity for Arsenal to add to her 6 goals already this season, which she put across the face of goal. They've knocked on the Lincoln door, but as yet haven't been able to get through. Let's see what their coach Shelley Kerr thinks with Aileen.
Well, Shelley, a bit of a mixed bag in that first half. Was it lots to be pleased with and a few things to work on?
Yeah, I think the most pleasing thing is that, you know, we've created many chances in the game. We've kept really comfortable possession, but the thing that doesn't please you is that you don't take your chances, and we've created so many. But unfortunately for us, that's been the same this season. But I'm sure it's just a matter of time. We just need to keep on doing the right things, be positive, and I'm sure we'll get that chance.
What do you say to the girls in the dressing room at half-time?
More of the same, basically. You know, you've got to be really positive. I thought that, you know, we've totally dominated this half, so we just need to make fine details clear and concise, you know, and have an end product. That's the basic things that we have to say to them.
Well, thanks for your time, Shelley.
No worries.
So there you go, Shelley Kerr saying that Arsenal have totally dominated the first half. They haven't got anything to show for it, though. Scoreless at the half-time. Remember, both teams going for their first win of the season. Second half coming up live. No score in our game between Arsenal and Lincoln. The second half is about to get underway. Faye and Annie alongside me giving us analysis at full time. Annie, you were telling me that this is very similar to the game you had at the very start of the season when Chelsea dominated play, didn't convert it, and then Lincoln nicked it at the end.
That's right, yeah, it's almost like deja vu for me. You know, we dominated possession that game. Lincoln nicked a goal in the second half. And I think Lincoln probably are the best team in this league in defending their lead. So I think if Lincoln nick a goal, it could be very difficult for Arsenal. If Arsenal nick a goal, the game could open up. So it could go either way.
OK, terrific stuff. Second half about to get underway. We'll hand back to Lucy and Steve.
And it will be Lincoln to get us underway in the second half. No changes from either side. And if I tell you that Lincoln have only been involved in 1 0-0 draw in their last 44 matches, and that Arsenal have scored in 52 of their last 53 league games. Stay with us. There'll be goals in the second half.
I would say you live a really boring life if you know stuff like that, but there we go. It's not going to be 0-0.
Turner's throw. Harris. Little's back pass. Misplaced pass from Amy Turner. Harris with the throw for Lincoln. Just 18 years of age. Only a 7th WSL start tonight. The younger sister of the two. It's back with Carter. Another terrific challenge from Bradley. Arsenal being supported tonight by the man who started it all back in 1987, Vic Akers. He remained manager until 2009. And he's, of course, the kit manager of the Arsenal first team as well. He will head to Newcastle on Sunday, trying to secure a place in the Champions League. Busy week for him, but he's still here in Lincoln, supporting his passion of the Arsenal ladies, and a big reason why they've won 38 major trophies in their 26-year history.
I'm actually a bit disappointed that he's not got his shorts on. He always has his shorts on when he's sat on the Arsenal men's bench, but he's got his tracksuit bottoms on. It must be cold. It is cold.
But
cold.
To be fair, on a more serious note, Laura Harvey, who succeeded him, that was pretty much the equivalent of David Moyes succeeding Sir Alex Ferguson, really. I mean, everything he'd won, Vic Akers the shoes to fill.
Yeah, it is. It is very, very difficult when a manager's been so successful, and he built that from nothing, and you know, it's difficult to come in and then try to make it happen for you as well. Charlotte Kerr's coming in, she's going to do the same. Is that serious enough for you?
Excellent.
Thanks.
Jordan Nobbs. Beattie. Forward from Grant. Towards Alan White. Trying to create the space for a shot. Played by Amy Turner. Cantrell recovered from that knock towards the end of the first half. Roberts was trying to find Megan Harris there, and she lost out to Flaherty. Steph Hall. Done by Davison. Scott. Hall. Patient build up from Arsenal. Little flick from Little. Cantrell. Passmore there, who Lincoln coach appointed in February. Hasn't had too much time to work with the squad ahead of the new season.
No, he hasn't. He was with us at the academy at Leeds with the younger players, and I think he would like a little bit more time to sort of get maybe a few more players in, and I think he's probably looking to do that next season and doing what he can, and you know, he's done so quite well so far with the set of players that he's got, because they work hard for him and he gets them organised.
And Scott leads to an FA Cup final. And guess what? They lost to Arsenal. 4 goals to 1. Just reminding Faye, who'll be listening as well.
And me.
Walton. Way back from Casey Stoney. Carter closing down. She might have felt that as well, Dan Carter. Remember, Sophie Bradley's been pulling out of anything tonight.
She doesn't. She's tough. I do think that the way that Faye and Casey Stoney have been over the last few years, I think Sophie Bradley will end up dominating that England centre-half position for years to come. I just think she's just going to get better and better. I mean, she plays like she's smoking a cigar as it is now, and positionally she's great.
Not that you'd encourage the aforementioned activity.
No, pretending to smoke a cigar.
Free kick to Lincoln. Forward from Casey Stoney. Well read by Horton. BT switching play. And again, Bradley across to read the situation there ahead of Jordan Nobbs. Kim Little to deliver the Arsenal corner. Karen Barty not unduly troubled so far tonight. She ended up on the ground there. There was no infringement. Played by Casey Stoney. She's found Cantrell. That's an Arsenal throw.
So Lincoln will be, the way that the game's going at the moment, Lincoln will be happy because they'll be pretty confident that they can nick a goal on the break. Arsenal, the longer it goes on, the more pressure it is to score the goals. They're capable of it, but they've had a lot of chances so far.
When you play against Arsenal, I guess the longer you keep it in a situation like Lincoln have, the more you believe.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Lincoln will come into this believing anyway and thinking that they can win, but the longer you keep it 0-0, or the longer, you know, if you can nick a goal, the more pressure on Arsenal. I mean, they can cope with it, but it just puts you in the driving seat.
Here's Clark. And on the fall by Emma Byrne. Beatty. Now Carter. Foul by Turner. Free kick to Arsenal.
And Danny Carter's worked Amy Turner all night. Just a little bit too late there, but a good position now for an Arsenal free kick to try to get something through a set piece.
Kim Little will deliver this. First defender though, and Remy Allen. Picked up by Carter through a crowd of players and gathered by Bardsley. And that's going to word with the Lincoln coach, Rick Passmore, with Ailey.
Rick, what did you say to the girls at half-time?
I think literally we've got to be compact, resilient without the ball. We've worked very, very hard for 45 minutes, so we've got a point in the bag if we continue to play to the plan and how I want them to play. However, what we've got to ensure is we concentrate and we're compact without the ball.
Is a point enough for you?
Against an Arsenal, I'll take a point.
Thanks, Rick.
As passionate as ever.
He should be on TV.
Nice kick from Turner. And a foul by Ellen White. No option for the referee, Ian Dudley.
That's just a nudge. These two been battling all night.
Clark's header. And listening to Rick Passmore there, you do feel the onus is on Arsenal to try and force this.
Yeah, well, the way he set his team up when they're defending is that he set a shape up that's difficult to break down, and so he's inviting Arsenal to do that and hoping that his team can score on the break or from a set piece. You know, there's no shame in that, and Arsenal have been used to that for years and years and years, because that's traditionally how you would play against them.
One way to go, of course, but if Arsenal would only have 1 point from their opening 2 league matches, we would have got long odds on that. before the ball was kicked in the WSL, as Jennifer Beattie concedes perhaps an unnecessary corner.
And Arsenal had hoped that these set pieces, especially this one that's given away needlessly, to Lincoln's advantage.
Carla Cantrell to deliver this corner for Lincoln, who've won only 4 of their 16 home games in the WSL. Can they make this corner count against the champions? Not with that delivery, blocked by Davison. Back in from Cantrell. Headed clear as plays Clark. Important block by Flaherty. And hammered upfield by Ellen White. Carter on the run with Martha Harris. Lincoln left back, standing the ground. This is Scott. And that's wasteful.
It's great defending by Martha Harris then. She'd look like that Danny Carter would have the run on her as soon as the ball was played long, but she just got back, held play up, made her teammates get back, and then created that for Alex Scott that went safely over the goal line. So great defending again.
Header from Horton. That came off Martha Harris for an Arsenal throw. Scott. Overhit by Beattie.
Arsenal just need to be patient. Play the way they've been playing, because they've been creating those opportunities. It's just putting them away. They can still pass the ball about, don't really change the way that they're playing.
Clark's quickly taken throw. And chances taken by Gilly Flaherty. Harris just looking for a little bit of movement. This is Clark. And that's a Lincoln corner. And maybe a little more threatening from this set play than they were a couple of moments ago. Cantrell again to deliver. Bradley. Didn't get too much on that. Well defended though. And Flaherty has continued her run. And there could be an Arsenal break on here. Ellen White ahead of her, Davison to her right. It's still Flaherty! And tipped over by Karen Barsley. Well, Gilly Flaherty scored the very first goal in the Women's Super League. She hasn't scored since, but what a run that was.
I mean, as she got over the halfway line, I think she just thought, I'm just going to keep going. Nobody on the Lincoln team closed her down. You know, she is capable of that. Usually they are clearances from the back 4. But a great save by Karen Barsley.
Little with the corner. Short to Jordan Nobbs. Maybe a shooting opportunity for Carter. Didn't really catch it. Might still come to Little though. Danger here for Lincoln. It's inviting. It's over the wall. And it's through to Jess Clark to clear for Lincoln.
Let's have a little ball back from Kim Little, but none of her teammates read it.
Cantrell was pulled back there. So Lincoln free kick just beginning to open up a touch.
Yeah, I think that run from Flaherty is just the crowd going a little bit. Arsenal getting a little bit frustrated. Jess Clark gets up so well. She's quite small and she's beaten a couple of players from the Arsenal team. They're a lot taller than her in the air, and her teammates are just not running off from it.
Flaherty. It really would have been a spectacular goal. Remember that very first one in the new Women's Super League away at Chelsea all those years ago?
I do remember. It's quite a good goal, actually.
It wouldn't have been as good as that one.
No.
Here's Ellen White. Now Davison. 5 forward here for Arsenal. Still Gemma Davison. She's managed to get it across. Just behind Nobbs. Carter. Deflected for a corner. Lincoln continued to get a body in the way.
A great little ball across. There's good work down that right-hand side. A little chip in. Everybody missed it, apart from Danny Carter. Continued pressure from Arsenal now.
In from Kim Little. Punched away by Karen Bardsley. Driven back in and then away by Casey Stoney. Good spell of pressure for the champions. They've got a busy time ahead of them. They play Bristol at home in the Continental Cup in 4 days' time. And of course they play the same team in 11 days' time in the FA Cup final. And then in fact they play Bristol Academy away in the Women's Super League. Their next 3 games in 3 different competitions, head to head with Bristol Academy. The way the fixture list has come through with the relative cup runs. And they still face games against Chelsea and Doncaster before the summer break, which won't be a break for a lot of their players, of course, the English ones heading to the European Championships. Along with the likes of Bradley, Stoney and Bardsley and the Lincoln team tonight, Jess Clark under consideration as well. A lot of football domestically to be played until then. Flaherty. Field ball from Jordan Nobbs. Clark back to make the challenge. Davison cutting inside again. Trying to thread it through to Ellen White. Just couldn't find the space for the shot on goal. Driven back in and deflected for another Arsenal corner. Well, Sophie Walton there felt she was fouled.
Yeah, I think there, and the Arsenal players are moaning that I think as Remy Allen fell to the floor that she actually handballed it. It did touch her hand, but you can't possibly say that she meant to do that. Only if you look at it in slow motion, which obviously the referee wouldn't do. And Lincoln are just getting bodies behind the ball and just making it difficult for Arsenal, but you just sort of sense that Arsenal goal's a little bit closer than it was.
Another Arsenal corner. Headed away by Roberts. Driven back in by Carter. Jordan Nobbs. Off the head of Clark. All hands to the Lincoln pump.
I think that Arsenal need to score from this sustained bit of pressure, because psychologically you sort of think that is it ever going to happen if it doesn't happen when we're so much on top.
White. Overhit by Jordan Nobbs. You can see how much Arsenal are in control, but can they find their way through? Beattie. Steph Horton couldn't bring it under control. From Scott. There's no flag here. Horton. Sophie Bradley again, tremendous reading of the situation.
Yeah, she makes it look easy, and the reason she makes it look easy is that positionally she's very, very good and she can intercept. You really have to make that many challenges because she gets in there just as the ball arrives. It's great defending.
This time Casey Stoney up between player and goal and managed to clear only as far as Davison. Can she get this across? Again, Tenacious defending, this time from Jess Clark. Another Arsenal corner. All bar Cantrell back to defend this. They haven't picked up Davison here. In and deflected. Very nearly deflected in. Wide for another Arsenal corner.
Well, that really could have gone anywhere. I mean, it was hiding behind the referee there. You put a shot in hard and low, and that can just come off anybody to go in the net. And luckily for Arsenal, but luckily for Lincoln, that didn't happen.
Because they got caught out, didn't they, with the marking there. Very nearly punished Lincoln. Yet another Arsenal corner. In from Little. Punched away again by Karen Bardsley. Picked up by Gemma Davison. Deep across, the goalkeeper again. Kept her eye on it. Kept in by Walton. It's a real collective effort from Lincoln Ladies to keep this clean sheet intact at the moment. But a successful one thus far. Away by Bradley. Alex Scott. Little. Driving run. Nobbs. Straight at Bardsley.
It's a great little run by Kim Little. She's clever. I think it's going to have to be something clever that wins this game, either that or a mistake.
Davison. Cleverly done again by Davison. Looking for the run of Little. Ellen White trying to keep it alive. Yet another Arsenal corner.
Just a run of Ellen White there. There was a couple of times that she was just clicked on the ankle. Could have gone down, didn't. Tried to fight for that and score the goal herself.
Little's corner. Terrific goalkeeping again by Karen Bardsley. Horton drives it back. Now Ellen White. Blocked by Clark. Constant Arsenal pressure.
It is, but Karen Bardsley at the moment and the team are up to the task.
Lincoln have stood firm inside the last 20 minutes. Karen Bardsley yet to be beaten. Such a vocal goalkeeper. Short again to Davison. Closed down by Cantrell. Clipped back in by Scott. And that was more comfortable for the Lincoln goalkeeper, Karen Bardsley.
The last ball in there, it's got a little bit too straight to really get anything from it.
Let's grab a word with the former Arsenal captain, Faye White. Faye, your former team beginning to really turn the screw.
Yeah, indeed. They're certainly turning the pressure on now of, what, 5 or 6 corners in quick succession. But I think Karen Bardsley is dominating her box, certainly from them very well.
There might be a chance here. Sorry, Faye Davison. Was she brought down? No penalty. What do you make of that, Faye?
Well, bit clumsy, but I think the refs got that one right. But I think the back four for Lincoln are doing superbly. I think they've got good protection with the two midfielders sitting in front of them as well. But sometimes they're literally 10 players behind the ball, almost in Lincoln's penalty box. So the space in there for Kim Little, for Dan Carter, for Gemma Davison to try and work something is very limited. But I think they've just got to keep patient, keep turning the screw, because it's hard to keep defending constantly like that. You've got to keep your wits about it. You've got to keep the communication between Casey and Sophie and Harris there. And Dan Carter's on another chance now. He's got him behind.
He is for Little.
Pull the trigger, but I think it is just literally that final chance. We've been dragging our shots, and Dan Carter's had a couple where she's just dragged them and not really got behind them. So it's just that quality in the finishing, I think.
Lucy, what do you think?
When I first saw it, I would have said no. She got the ball there. I don't know. Because you can get the ball and cause a foul as well, but I would just say there that she got the ball. If that had been a given against me, I wouldn't have been very happy.
It was a risky challenge. First change of the night. There's Lincoln's. Megan Harris departs. And the 26-year-old Bonnie Horwood is on. Her 7th appearance this season. Bonnie was Fulham and up for their 3rd season in Lincolnshire.
The thing about Martha Harris's challenge, she had to make that challenge, otherwise Arsenal would score, and the commitment there, and she's done really well against two tough players tonight.
Horwood's first touch is to find Clark. He was overrun it. Reminder at the weekend, big action from Europe. France first of all on Saturday evening. Lyon chasing that Champions League spot at Nice from 7:30. And then on Sunday evening, AC Milan doing the same in Serie A, looking for 3rd place in Champions League football in Tuscany awaits Siena from 7:15. Both of those games available in HD. Jordan Knox. Gets it back from Ellen White. Feeds Carter. Still Carter. Clark again back to help out. Put behind by Allen. Arsenal corner. It's a familiar theme in this second half, but still no way through. They've scored in 26 of their last 28 domestic games, Arsenal, including last time out in the WSL, one of those games, and they lost 4-0 to Liverpool. That's another confident take from Karen Bardsley.
Yeah, she's a good keeper. It helps when you're that tall. In the women's game, there's not many who'll be as big as you who could challenge you in the air. The fact that she's got lots of confidence as well.
Well, opposite number Emma Burns giving it away, and Roberts was trying to guide it back in, and deflection helped, and the Arsenal goalkeeper might well smile now, but she's mightily relieved.
She's obviously very bored, isn't she? That's what's happened. Just gives a chance to Lincoln. I think the deflection from Alex Scott just made sure that didn't end up in a goal.
Well, it just shows you for all the dominance, one lapse of concentration can cost you.
Absolutely, wherever it's 0-0, Lincoln have got a chance.
Here's Clark. Strong run. Still going Clark. Went down ambitiously, shall we say?
I thought that was a penalty.
Did you? Here's Walton.
Well, I thought he was going to give it, let's put it that way.
Renewed vigour suddenly from Lincoln, but Walton's lost out. Little. Horton. Nice take from Davison. Steph Horton. BT in a forward position. And towards Ellen White. Still White. Once again, a terrific challenge from Martha Harris. And there you go, let's have a look at this.
Well, put it this way, anywhere else on the pitch he gets challenged and pushed like that, it's a foul. He'd have given a foul anywhere else on the pitch. I'm not saying it's a penalty, but he would have given a foul. She got pushed. She wanted one. Stop looking at me like that, just because I think different to you.
Ian Dudley, his opinion mattered most. He said no penalty.
You agree that that would have been a free kick, having got herself through 2 defenders and then got pushed to the floor? That would have been a free kick.
Agreed.
Right, thank you.
But it wasn't a penalty. Arsenal continuing to press. Horton. Foul by Allen. Lincoln, who've lost 1-0 here to Liverpool, 2-0 here to Everton. A solitary point after a 1-1 draw away from home at Birmingham. Still holding the champions. With Vic Akers and Shelley Kerr watching on. Frustrated they haven't been able to find their way through.
It's been brilliant to have that sort of advice on your bench, Steve, because he's been around a long time. He's got a lot of knowledge from being around the men's game as well. He's a coach himself, a very good coach, and when you've got that to turn to on the bench, it's not bad.
Davison. Useful run. Couldn't find little at the end of it though. Comfortable for Casey Stoney. Clark. Champions who, in the first 2 seasons, scored goals for fun, facing the prospect of their first 2 league games of the new season, not being able to find their way through in either of them. And let's be honest, nobody in the women's game would have predicted that. And here's Little trying to change it and set in Ellen White. Golden chance, the best of the night for the top scorer Ellen White, and she couldn't take it.
Yeah, unselfish play by Kim Little. Just put it on the plate for Ellen White and you'd have put your house on that and scoring that. It's just wide of the post. Whether Karen Barnes' presence in goal, I mean, she took it first time. It's a great effort, but she's got to score there.
Those 2 ladies might have fancied that.
It's that high up the stand that Yanks needs her glasses on to watch.
Well, is it going to be a night of chances rude for Arsenal?
Well, the point is, in games like this, when you're on top, you've got to score. At the key points in the game, you've got to score, and you know that they've come along quite frequently for Arsenal, and Lincoln have got to take a bit of confidence out of how they've defended and how the match has gone so far.
Understandably, given their international status, the goalkeeper Bartley, the central defenders Bradley and Stoney, most of the limelight at Lincoln, but both fullbacks have played their part in the back 5 tonight as well, Lucy.
Yeah, they have. I think Martha Harris has probably been the standout one of all of them in terms of the last-ditch challenges she's made. But when I was speaking to Rick earlier, that's the first thing he said about his team. You know, he said that, you know, the back 4 and the goalkeeper make it really difficult to break down, and you know, and he sort of works on the rest of it to try and get goals in his team. But that's the first thing he did, and you see why now. You know, good back 4 and great goalkeeper.
Turner's header clear inside the last 10 minutes at Sincil back. Well, let's get a word with Shelley Kerr, the Arsenal coach, inside the last 10 minutes with Ailey.
Well, Shelley, just 10 minutes to go. What do you need to do to get a goal here?
I really haven't got a clue. I think you can see we've created so many chances, and the one thing we don't want to get is frustrated. You know, I just think we need to keep on doing what we're doing. It's just not been our night. We've created so many chances. I've lost count now how many chances we've created. So we just need to keep it going, and you know, maybe we'll gamble the last few minutes.
You've got a wealth of experience next to you in the dugout, and Vic Akers. What's he been saying to you during this match?
The same things as I've been saying, to be honest. You know, we've been creating so many chances, and we just need to take them. So I'm quite positive we'll get one though.
Thanks, yeah.
Still upbeat, but Arsenal will get that goal. Lincoln might fancy one as well. Harris. Ball by Scott. Harris almost made something of it. And away from Jordan Nobbs. Little. Done fairly well to keep it quiet tonight, Lincoln. Kim Little trying to find Carter, who's onside. Two in the penalty area. Amy Turner stood her ground, cleared by Roberts. Little, blocked by Stoney. So many Lincoln bodies back there. Back in from Scott. Stoney in ahead of Ellen White. Horton. Clark. Lincoln have dug deep. They've worked so hard this far. 7 more minutes for Arsenal to try and break this deadlock. A terrific challenge from Remy Allen. One back by Beattie. Allen in the way again.
Lincoln are keeping the shape well. It's sense a little bit of frustration naturally from the Arsenal girls. Don't really have to do anything that much different. So like I said before, they're just finishing the chances, but the later the game goes on, more confident Lincoln are. They can keep this clean sheet.
Scott. Camped in the Lincoln half, the champions. Jordan Nobbs. By Martha Harris.
And it's all in front of Lincoln, and it's easier to defend against when it's in front of you, and they're not really sort of opening the defence up. And people in behind, where they're positioning themselves, but if it's in front of you, it's easier to cope with. You can't string those little balls through that Kim Little can do and Steph Horton can do.
Davison wants to take the throw quickly. Sense the urgency there from Arsenal. Beattie. By Stoney and by Turner. Arsenal throw. Beattie. Carter. Now Davison. Wall in front of them, and again there's no way through it. And Clark to Cantrell. And suddenly there might be a break on for Lincoln. Walton. Watched all the way by Emma Byrne.
Bonnie Hall has come on and done well for Lincoln. She's positioned herself well to pick up second ball. Just helps Remy Allen and Sophie Walton in there.
Cantrell. Little. That came off Harris. That'll be an Arsenal corner.
Lincoln have put that much effort into the defending. Just got to hold out the last few minutes.
Little. Nobbs. So congested in those central areas. Scott. Davison. Ellen White. That's another block. Back in from White. Beattie's header. Couldn't get enough purchase on it. It's a corner though. Karen Bartley's not quite sure how it is.
She was quite confident that it would come off one of her players.
Over 2.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Deeper from Little. Header back across the face. Back in from Kim Little. Well taken again by Karen Bardsley. The Romanian goalkeeper has looked very confident all evening.
Yeah, she has. And when you play in front of a goalkeeper like that, it just gives you a lot more confidence. You know that as soon as it goes behind, you're in safe hands.
Burns kick. Cantrell. Oh, it might break here for Roberts. Oh, what a chance! And Lincoln have stolen it! Emily Roberts to stun the champions! With her first goal of the season. With 2 minutes to go, Lincoln lead.
The longer the game goes on, this could always happen. And if, like I said before, if you don't score when you're on top, then always at risk of that happening. But it was just a deflected shot, I think, from Carla Cantrell. Good defending, but it just fell into the path. What a great finish. She did well there. Get around the keeper under pressure. Great for the young girl.
Little over a minute of normal time remains to prevent a stunning start to the WSL season. The reigning champions now staring a second consecutive defeat in the face. Here's Carter. That was a sore one. That was a curling effort. It's brilliant from Steph Horton to equalise for Arsenal. The immediate reply. What a fantastic strike from Horton. 2 goals in a minute. Her third in the WSL. Bradley stays down, but it's 1-1.
Like I said before, you get Steph Horton just outside the box and she can unleash a shot like that. It just came out to her, knocked out to her front counter, and she just decided to curl it in that, and there's just nothing that Barza could do, and she's a call keeper and she just couldn't, even with her long reach, get to that. What a great finish, hardly any backlift.
Well, you'll go a long, long way to see a goal as good as that from Steph Horton. And we did mention it was going to have to be something special to beat Karen Bardsley tonight, and that was, and it was most welcome from Arsenal's point of view.
It was a great goal, but from Arsenal's point of view, it just got them back in the game, and they will argue that they could be 2 or 3-0 up at this stage, even more. And Sophie Bradley took one right into the stomach. She's obviously winded, which is a horrible feeling. The referee's not going to stop that. It's just not a head injury, so I don't think there was many complaints from Lincoln.
Oh, we had to be patient as well to see goals, and then 2 in quick succession.
And this was an unbelievable effort, and she got that caught right in her side. You're just winded there. You just can't do anything from that. That's what Steph Horton can do. I mean, whatever level of football you watch, that's a top-class goal.
England and Great Britain international, the Arsenal skipper, responding with a piece of brilliance to level matters. So there's 2 minutes of time to add on. There will probably be at least another one after that stoppage for Sophie Bradley. And Lincoln thought they'd stolen it. Clark, she's now got Lincoln a corner.
Lincoln will be confident that they can score again. They've got themselves in front against the run of play.
Oh, what a stirring finish. Late drama at Sincil Bank. Is there another twist to the tale? Cantrell to deliver this corner for Lincoln Ladies. Right on top of Emma Byrne. He plucks it out of the air. Davison. Well, that's certainly an Arsenal free kick. There's going to be a card as well. Arsenal didn't like that challenge from Casey Stoney.
She had to make, she will think in her head that she had to make that challenge. Alex Scott really not happy. I think what she just took her out. That's a terrible challenge. She just knew her team were going to be under pressure. I think if that had been further forward, I think he'd have sent her off. I mean, that it looks like he's just going to book her here, but
She was sent off here against Liverpool last year in the WSL. Casey Stoney. It's only a yellow card from referee Ian Dudley. Well, this arguably will be the last action of the night. Is it to be a telling action from Little? Casey Stoney will prevent the corner. Referee's had one glance at his watch. And straight to Jordan Nobbs. Walton. Well, the reigning champions have played two at the beginning of the new WSL season and haven't won either of them, and they have their captain Steph Houghton to thank for a stunning equaliser to take a point from this one after Emily Roberts had threatened to rip up the script and steal it for Lincoln Ladies. They both left it late. Steph Houghton ultimately the hero to get Shelley Kerr's team a point, but just 1 point from 6 for the new Arsenal coach. It has finished at Sincil Bank. Lincoln Ladies 1, Arsenal Ladies 1.
Thanks very much, Steve. Let's take a look then at the updated WSL table as it stands, because the game between Birmingham and Everton is still going ahead. That is currently goalless. So Chelsea lead the table with 7 points. Liverpool in second, equal on points with Bristol, but with a superior goal difference. Lincoln and Arsenal down the bottom. Arsenal get off the mark, but still no win this season. They're in 7th place with just 1 point. Coming up on ESPN on Saturday, a triple bill of live European action. Freiburg-Schalke is live at 2 p.m. That's a Champions League playoff, effectively. Whoever wins that will grab 4th spot in the Bundesliga and qualify for the Champions League. Nice versus Lyon, 7:30 Ligue 1 action on ESPN. Again, European qualification up for grabs for both of those sides. And then Siena versus Milan is the live Serie A game on Sunday night. Milan, of course, in 3rd spot. Fiorentina snapping at their heels. Milan won't want to blow it at this stage of the season. What a finish. It looked as if Emily Roberts had nicked all 3 points for Lincoln, but a great strike from the skipper means the points are shared. Reaction from both managers and from Eni and Faye coming up.